What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Peace, life, and abundance. Okay. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Once again, peace, life, and abundance. All right. So, I apologize. There's blurry in my car. I know I typically do my videos at night and everything like that. And but I wanted to speak to somebody, whoever is tuning in to this, who's ever watching this video. Y'all know me. Anybody who's been looking at my videos, I'm real big on not pressing anybody with having pressure on like liking, subscribing or anything like that. And I say that because that's y'all's choice at the end of the day. And if you feel like if it, that was something you would like to do at the end of the video, that's perfectly fine. But no pressure over here. But getting on into this topic for this particular video, I'm going to be diving into peace over passion. Peace over passion. Now, this will be this is going to be a very deep, very deep topic. And this is what I wanted to say about this. I just recently had a birthday. Excuse me. I just recently had a birthday, and God has given me the ability the blessing to be here for 34 years. And I'm grateful for it because I know a lot of people that I know, even friends that I had, that's no longer here. Okay. And one of the things that I'm realizing as I'm getting older is that I value my peace more. You value your peace more as you get older. I heard someone say that when I was like a lot younger, when I was like 25, 26, 24. And I didn't understand that. They was like, yeah, when you get older, you value your peace more. And I'm the type of person, there's certain things that creep in my mind. I might not pay attention to it right then and there, but the more I think on it, I can understand where someone is coming from. It's kind of like when you was a lot younger, like 13 years old. And I had to actually talk to my daughter about this recently. Like, she was like, man, I can't wait till I get to high school. I can't wait till I do this. Or I've even had people say, oh, I can't wait till I get out of high school. And they're like, man, enjoy it. Enjoy it. You know? But when you're young, when you hear people tell you that, it's kind of creeping in your mind, but you're not really thinking about it like that. And that's how it was for me when it came to peace. Because when I say passion, the things that I'm going to say in this, I don't want no one to take offense to what I'm going to say, because it's judge free over here. I just wanted to talk about things that people can struggle with when I say passion. Okay? A passion for money. Now, don't get me wrong, money is a great thing to have. Okay? And if you have a good substantial amount, you can be very strategic with it. But you can have a passion of greed without you realizing it. A passion in gambling. Now, I don't I'm a believer that people can go out here and have a good time and enjoy themselves for fun. But when you go overboard, in my opinion, I think that's when you have like a passion for gambling, it can lead to bad addictions. Okay? A passion in sex. Because even though it's one of the most strongest feelings in the world, a pleasure, people have abused it and made sex look more like a drug than something that God created, that He intended for it to be beautiful. We have so much access to pornography, prostitution, anything that's like highly sexual. We will look at it, and some of us will sit there, and this is not a judge. This is judge free, but the world has made sex, when it comes to certain things, as if it's okay. Okay? Alcohol. How that can lead to an addiction. And the biggest thing that you have to acknowledge if you are ever in an addiction, the first thing that you have to do, you have to acknowledge that you have an addiction and you have to fix it. Okay? And I'm just a firm believer in peace over passion, because when it comes to passions that you have, the bottom line is it can make you feel good in the moment. It can give you like this biggest relief, whether it's drugs, whether it's sex, whether it's, gambling, etc. It can feel amazing in the beginning. But it's going to eventually destroy your peace. I can dive a little deeper in what I'm saying with this. You could be addicted to pornography, and the more you consume it, yeah, you're getting a quick fix because you're masturbating and you're getting like these dopamines that's in your brain that's releasing. You're getting dopamines, and dopamine is that makes you feel good. Okay? And you're constantly getting it, and you're constantly getting it, right? And some people might argue and say, well, that does give me peace because I'm releasing stress in my body, which gives me peace. Right? But see, the thing about it, God sees everything. And there is a point where you can repent and say, God, I apologize. I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have did that. But how many times God gonna keep bringing you back in? He'll forgive you, but it's like, okay, I need to work with you so you won't do this again. But see, there's a reason why God is the only person that judges. Again, this is judge free over here. All right? I'm not no saint in this video. I'm not no saint in this video. Okay? But when they say God is my judge, He is the judge. And there's a reason for that, because God, he can see everything that we do. You know, he sees everything that we do. So when he sees it, he has the right to judge. Now, he'll judge accordingly. He'll be like, okay, I forgive you this time. I forgive you the same time you did it before. And he'll forgive you over and over. But then it's like, all right, well, what are you going to do to fix this? I'm going to fix it. I'm going to do it where you'll understand where I'm coming from. And God is a very patient God. He's a very patient God. And I'm going to tell you how I know this. If you are succumbing to anything out here in the world, it gets to a point where you start feeling in your spirit like, I probably shouldn't be doing this. That's God working through you. You get to a point where you're like, I really like doing this, but man, I feel like I really need to stop doing this. That's God working through you. See, I want to dive into the reason why peace, in my opinion, is bigger than passion. Passions make you feel good. But peace gives you a relaxation that passion can't do. Peace is being able to know that God is watching you, and you know that you're doing everything in your power to be a better person. And in that sense, it gives you peace because you know that I'm doing everything in my power to make sure that I'm being the best person that I can be. Peace knowing that, and again, this is judge free, but peace knowing that you can go to a church and you can genuinely sit there and say, God is working with me and I'm working with him to make myself a better person. Because I've seen plenty of people, and I'm going to go ahead and call them out. I've seen pastors there's pastors out there in the world who they value their passion more than peace. They'll go and preach the word, and I'm not saying that God don't work through them people either, because he worked through all of us. But just because God working through you don't mean that you still ain't gonna do something bad later that you ain't got no business doing later. I give you an example. There's pastors out there in the world who do great things, but there's pastors out there who slept with somebody in the congregation, who almost destroyed somebody else's home in the congregation because they wanted their passion more than peace. So again, this discussion, this topic that I'm talking about, this is for the people who really, really value their peace. Okay? Like I said, there's a lot of pastors out there who will want to rather destroy somebody else's home or sell you a dream and just want to take your money. They just want to take your money. Their house look better than the church. You got greed over money, or, and if it's not dealing with sex, it could be something else, money. And The reason why I believe peace is bigger than passion is because a lot of us as humans, we want to have our cake and eat it too. Meaning we want to be able to have our passion, but have peace with it. So let's dive into pornography. I know I'm going back and forth with these things. But let's say you're in a relationship, okay? And then your significant other found out that you're watching porn. It's embarrassing. Then you have to explain yourself. Why was you partaking in these things? Don't nothing be more embarrassing when you commit a sin and then your sin is out there in the open for everybody to see. A lot of people, if God ever exposes you to your sin, it's very embarrassing. But that's when God is like, how many times did I forgive you? And you just keep throwing that in my face. You didn't think I was gonna do something about it. I saw this movie, and I forget the name of it. It's been so long. But anyway, in the movie, it was this guy, the under shepherd. That's what it was. It was the under shepherd. And in the movie, it talked about how pastors can be so greedy with money and sleeping with women in the congregation, right? And this pastor thought he had everything lined up. He thought that he was above, because he was a pastor. In his eyes, he thought that he was above everybody else. And he was partaking in all this stuff, right? And there was a scene in the movie that stood out to me because it really, in front of everybody, it exposed what he was doing behind closed doors. And there was so much coming, throwing at him. He was like, turn it off, turn it off. Then he yells like, turn it off. Like, he's yelling because he's embarrassed. It's out there. He can't defend it. It's so much being thrown at him that he couldn't defend himself, and they ended up kicking him out. But I could tell, even he wanted his peace. He wanted to be able to sit there and say that even though I'm into these passions, I want to have my peace. I'll get deeper what I'm saying with that. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't know how black and white I can say this without offending anybody. Again, I know I keep saying it's judge free, but I'm just speaking facts. A lot of us want to be able to get drunk and have peace at the same time. I want to be able to drink as much as I want to drink and have my peace at the same time. I want to be able to eat, because you can have eating addictions. I want to be able to eat as much as I want to eat without any consequences, because this just makes me feel good. I want to be able to watch porn. You want to be able to watch porn while no consequence, nothing's going to happen. Okay? And that's not how God works. God won't allow us to just do what we want to do. He won't, but he loves us enough for anything that we have going on. He always gives us a way out to fix what we have to fix within ourselves. He always gives us a way out. And this is what I'm going to say. Peace is when you give things to God, and even though it can be frustrating, this is talking about working on yourself. So let's say you're in the season where I got something going on me, but I want to work on myself. God's going to test you to see how serious you are. So let's dive back in. Let's say you were really into porn, okay? And then you're scrolling on Facebook. And even though you don't want to look at the act, right? But every time you're on Facebook or Instagram, they're showing you beautiful women, cleavage out, all this stuff that can tempt a man. And the reason why it's built so much in your social media is because Facebook and Instagram have this way they look at your algorithm. They'll pay attention to see what you really like, and they'll throw it at you all the time. But how do you get that? Then you got to start fixing it so you can have peace. You got to start deleting things that's tempting. Unfollow those girls, these women who are influencers and stuff like that. Unfollow them because they're part of the pool, of the addiction pool. And you got to get your power back. It's time for men to get their power back. It's time for women to get their power back. Okay? Even children, time to get their power back. Because really, they got to have their power because they're the next generation. But we have to set the example for them. Now, someone who can sit there and say, well, how is it me watching pornography can invade my peace? Because when God sees things, God will punish you. This is why God is nothing to play with. When you are committing anything sinful and you think nobody else is watching, God is watching. You can't hide from God. You can't hide from him. He sees everything, and that's scary. If you really think about it, that's scary. God sees everything. That is scary. How is it that just one person can see everything that happens in the world and can't nobody hide from this person? That's scary. That is scary. You can sit there and try to cover up whatever you thought you could cover up in the world. Thou shalt not steal. There are thieves out here in the world who have committed crime, stole millions of dollars, but they were so strategic that they were never found, to the point the case got closed and it was marked in history as one unsolved, because they were so strategic that they couldn't do nothing about it. But even though the world didn't know anything about it, God knew. That's why I say that's the only person in the world that can judge. And that's scary. I know I'm getting off topic here a little bit, but it does dive into what I'm really trying to implement in this message. And I don't know who this is for, but if you click this video and you've been here this long, clearly you're dealing with something, you're battling with something, and you're looking for answers. And I'm here to tell you, God will always give you a way. And this is a moment where the Holy Spirit is moving. If you are watching this, that is showing that God is working. If you've definitely stayed this far. But anyway, I remember a couple years ago, it's a true story. I was help move family members' items or whatever. Me and my wife, we went out of town. Well, the town we're in now, but at first we was out of town, and we helped moving this family member stuff, right? And in the process of moving, helping move, I had a situation that happened, and I'm not gonna put no names out in this video, but this person had made me so upset. Like, and I'm the type of person, I can't hide how my face won't show it. I mean, my face gonna show it. If I'm annoyed, it don't matter how hard I try to hide it, it's gonna show. If I'm upset, it doesn't, like, yeah. So anyway, make long story short, I'm upset. You know, I'm heated. Not necessarily yelling or anything, but anger it's a silent killer. Because even though I was so heated, I wasn't expecting what was gonna happen to me later on throughout that day. So as I'm moving stuff, it's hot outside, but I'm still angry. I feel my right side of my body go numb. I literally saw my arm go numb. I could not feel my arm, guys. And it scared the crap out of me. And I dropped down to the ground. And I could barely talk. I was scared. And I felt my soul. It was like I was feeling like I was feeling myself leave my body. But I wasn't leaving there just yet. And then I could hear my wife. She literally gets on the ground with me. She's holding me and she gives me some water. And when I get the water, my arm goes back in place. I could feel myself. And it was a wake-up call for me. Because in that moment, I was afraid to die. I was thinking about all the things that I shouldn't have been doing, the things that I never prayed to God about forgiveness. And I was scared out of my mind. I was scared, so scared out of my mind, because it was just like, what do I do now? Because they say heaven is a place where you get peace, but hell, you don't get that. Hell is for people that they rather deal with their passions. And instead of really talking to God about battling through things, they rather disregard that. But peace is a feeling that you feel good all the time. It relaxes you. And I was like, and I'm sorry. I want to be able, and I pray that I am worthy to go to heaven where there's no more pain. There's peace. Than being somewhere where I feel pain and the pain never leaves. The pain never leaves because I was too hard-headed and I wanted to do what I want to do while I was here. Peace over passion. And here's the thing I want to say. When God really does see you, like, really putting in that work, he will give you peace. In my opinion, life still be happening. However, you got God in the mix, he'll give you a peace that surpasses all understanding. Because when you're going through things, by talking to him, he'll give you peace of saying, you know what, I don't know what this outcome going to be, but I feel better right now by talking to God. He's going to work it out. This might feel uncomfortable to me, you know, I'm trying to stop drinking. And then when I get those those withdrawals, man, like, and they start really affecting your brain, and you like really want that alcohol, you get frustrated. But then when you start praying to God and you like, God, this is what I need. I need your help to help me through this. And he'll give you a way out. Because now you're taking peace over passion. Peace knowing that if anybody who's, whether it's woman or man, when you get alcohol in your system, you're a different person. You're not cool to be around. And that causes you to not have your peace. Marriages have been destroyed over alcohol. Relationships have been destroyed over alcohol. But when you got God and you really work on yourself, he'll give you peace. Peace, knowing that your partner sees that you really are working on being a better person. They're like, hey, you got this. And instead of them fussing at you, they're actually with you. Peace over passion, guys, is everything. And God knows how to punish us. I can go on and on with this topic, but for the sake of the viewers that's watching, I don't want this video to be too long. So I'm looking at the time now. It's like 31 minutes in, going on 32. But I could also do a part 2 to this. But I just want you all to know, anybody who's thus far, the main thing I want you to know is there's always a way out. Don't ever think there's not a way out. But you got to trust God to get you out. If you got to go to him multiple days, he'll give you that. But I promise you, here's the thing, guys. You will receive a blessing. The more you listen to God and the more that you're obedient towards him, the more he's going to bless you. You get more blessings when you actually put in the work, as to oppose somebody who said they're going to put in the work, but they keep doing the same thing. Peace over passion. God bless. Y'all take care.